What's going on, guys? Back to another video. It's your boy, Multiple Voice Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fight Wars Unlimited, the show where I take two fictional characters and I pin them against each other. And of course, this could be any character I want, because, well, this is my show. Because this is my show and I do what I want. So anyway, guys, first up, be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Ghost Rider versus Scorpion. I think that was really fun. But basically, guys, today's battle is gonna be a little crazy, because we have by far the two most psychopathic villains in all of fiction. Because today we're pitting the clown prince of crime, the Joker, versus Norman Osborn, aka the villain of the Spider-Man, Green Goblin. Oh, yeah. The Green Goblin. So, which one of these two psychopaths are gonna win? Let's find out. So, of course, we go over their origins, their abilities, and their weapons to find out and who I think would outright win. So how about we get it started with the Joker. Now, the Joker is actually pretty complicated because, first of all, his story is changed in every version he's in. And mostly because his story is changed in every iteration he's in. So we'll just go with the one that people commonly know. He was once a man named Jack Napier who tried to be a comedian, but he failed at it. And he had to support his pregnant wife somehow. So the only other option he had was to resort to the life of crime, to where he became the Red Hood. No relation to Jason Todd. But basically, where he became the criminal known as Red Hood. And basically his crew was basically doing an illegal trade at this plant. Then again, it's been a while since I've read the story, but I do know it. And of course, they were stopped by Batman. And of course, Batman was approaching Jack, and of course, Jack was backing up, and then he accidentally slipped and fell into a vat full of chemicals. And basically, to where it bleached his skin, where it turned his skin white, his lips red, and his hair green. And of course, Joker blamed Batman for it. But of course, Joker does not hate Batman. But basically, and of course, it all really started when he found out that his wife and unborn child somehow passed away. And that's when the insanity really started to happen, to where he just became nutsy cuckoo. And basically, and it doesn't matter, no matter how many times you lock him up, Joker will always break out and basically, he is basically an agent of chaos. He basically rules the chaos, and where Batman has to stop him. And of course, Joker somehow outsmarts Batman sometimes, and of course, Joker is actually able to hold his own against Batman. And of course, some of his abilities, Joker really doesn't have any abilities because he's basically just a mortal man. He's flesh and blood. Even though he does find pain amusing, so I guess that's one, because you can legit pick him up by the collar, punch his face repeatedly, and he'll just be laughing his head off. And also some of his weapons. Now, he has some pretty crazy weapons. First up, he has a gun that has a stick that says bang. But then he can actually shoot you then. And he has, of course, the joy buzzer. If you shake his hand, you're going to get electrocuted. Giant boxing gloves and flour that squirts acid. Pretty much, Joker has some pretty unique toys. And of course, the main weapon that he's most known for now, the crowbar. He's used it to beat Robin down, Batman down. Basically, Joker just loves that crowbar. And of course, another thing that he's mostly known for now is a knife. Specifically thanks to the Heath Ledger version of the character, where he just uses a knife to carve smiles into people's faces. But other than that, I think if Yeah, basically, you do not want to with the Joker. Like, he is crazy, unpredictable, and basically, Joker legit finds pain amusing and death thrilling. So, yeah, this is probably one guy you do not want to counter in an alleyway at night. Because all it takes is just one bad day. Alright, and moving on to the Green Goblin. Norman Osborn was the CEO of Oscorp, and basically, he had a pretty good life. You know, he was rich and all that stuff. But unfortunately, his company was about to get the plug pulled. And so, basically, as a last resort, he took this serum that's supposed to give him superhuman abilities, which it did at the cost of his sanity. Basically, to where he developed another personality known as the Green Goblin. This really psychopath who is basically nutsy cuckoo, like the Joker. Basically, Goblin is mostly known for being the arch enemy of Spider-Man, and of course, for good reason. He is the one villain that is willing to go after Spider-Man's loved ones. Hey, can Spider-Man come out to play? And of course, the fact that I'm pretty sure Goblin also finds pain amusing. Because if you've seen Spider-Man Far From Home, basically as Spider-Man kept punching Goblin over and over in the face, he just kept laughing. And some can even say that he's basically Marvel's answer to the Joker, but not really. Even though he is similar to him in a few ways. And of course, the Green Goblin is really fast, he's extremely strong, and of course, that's pretty much all I have to say about his abilities. Now, as for his weapons, it's pretty clear what his weapons are. First up, he's mainly seen flying on a glider, which is how he's able to keep up with Spider-Man. And of course, his most famous weapon, the pumpkin bombs. Bombs that are designed like pumpkins, and when they blow up, they kind of shoot out his laugh. They kind of sound like his laugh. And Green Goblin is just... And... yeah, Green Goblin is, basically, it's clear that, Green Goblin is another guy you don't want to with, because, and also, Green Goblin is worthy of causing Spider-Man grief, because he is the one who killed his first love, Gwen Stacy, in the comics. And if you watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, like, if you watch the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, he goes after Mary Jane. And Goblin's main thing was getting revenge on Oscorp because they basically kicked him out of his own. Company. Out, am I? So, yes. Basically, short term, the Green Goblin is a foe to be reckoned with. Can Spider-Man come out to play? Yeah. So, that is pretty much those are the origins. Now, who would actually win in this physical fight? Well, how about we play it out? Let's say the fight starts like this. The Joker is holding hostages at a party. And of course, eventually the party is crashed by the Green Goblin. And of course, Joker sees, and he's like, well, hello, my friend. Who are you? And Green Goblin's like, well, I'm the Green Goblin. I'm here to also have these hostages. Weird. I thought Batman was going to come here to stop me, but I guess you'll do then. And then he pulls out his gun, and the fight begins. Joker starts firing his gun, but of course, Goblin being on the glider, he's able to dodge it. And then, Goblin is able to basically swoop up Joker and take him to the skies. And of course, Joker, oh fun, I've always wanted to be on a roller coaster. And then Joker pulls out his knife and starts stabbing Green Goblin in the gut. And then, but as Green Goblin responds, that's tickled, do it some more. And yes, I am aware these two do sound identical, but hey, bite me. And so, And so and of course Joker, ooh, you find pain amusing. Oh, joy! And of course Joker pulls out his crowbar and starts trying to hit him. But of course Green Goblin dodges. And of course Joker decides to get Goblin a headlock. Hey, I want to fly. And of course Goblin, get off my glider. And then he knees Joker in the ribs and throws him onto a building. And then Joker, basically once his sight basically comes back to him, Goblin decides to throw a few pumpkin bombs. But of course, Joker, keeping his distance, is able to dodge all of them. And of course, Goblin tries to do another sweep attack, but Joker just comes and just whacks Goblin in the face with a crowbar. Ah, Battle 101! Yeah. And then basically and also, I did forget to mention this stuff about the glider. He basically pulls out the guns and starts firing at the Joker. But of course, Joker takes cover, and of course, Joker starts firing some more. He basically shoots right at the glider, basically causing it to malfunction. But of course, Goblin is still able to fly. But of course, as he's able to fly, he picks up Joker by the collar, but Joker just squirts the acid flour onto the glider, basically causing some of the glider to melt and basically do a crash landing. But of course, Joker and Goblin are now... And of course, Goblin decides to basically pick up Joker and punch him in the face a few times. But of course, like I said, Joker finds this amusing. Oh, do it again! Do it again! And of course, he does the same thing to the Goblin. And basically, where at this point, they're basically just exchanging punches and basically just laughing their heads off. And of course, I feel like Joker pulls out a gun and basically just... Once he pulls the trigger, a big punching boxing glove just comes and hits Goblin in the face, sending him flying to the wall. But of course, Goblin's just still lying there. I'm not done yet. And of course, basically at this point, Joker and Goblin are just covered in bruises and blood. And of course, Joker decides to throw some laughing toxin at the Goblin. And where Goblin just keeps laughing. And of course, as Joker just picks up the Green Goblin just points and Joker realizes, and basically the glider is flying towards him. Somehow. And of course, Joker decides, you know what, you're going to be my human shield. And of course, he uses Goblin as a human shield, and where Goblin gets impaled by his own glider. Like in the movies. And Joker, I couldn't leave you just hanging there like a wall decoration. But you know what? I think this roof needs some decoration, so we got a flying green goblin gnome. And of course, as Joker's walking away, Goblin, we're not done yet, clown. And of course, Goblin pulls out a pumpkin bomb and just throws it at the Joker. But of course, Joker is used to people trying to attack him from behind. And so Joker just pulls out his crowbar and just whack the pumpkin bomb right back at Goblin, and where it explodes. And of course, Joker looks away because cool guys don't look at explosions. And of course, where Joker takes Green Goblin's head and the win. Oh, yippee! And of course, Joker. Oh, just laugh, but I don't care. And then Joker just falls to the ground, laughing his head off, and basically holding Green Goblin's head. So yes, guys, the winner is the Joker. Now, before you guys start calling bullshit, just hear me out, okay? Basically, to me, the Joker is just more crazier than the Green Goblin. Don't get me wrong, they're both really even when it comes to insanity. But Joker, he bends it a little bit more. And of course, the fact that, in my personal opinion, yes, Goblin does have the glider, and of course, the pumpkin bombs and all that stuff. But to me, Joker just has way more toys than the Green Goblin. And basically, oh man, I forgot the joy buzzer. I forgot to include it in the fight. You know what, we'll say the deleted scene. Joker's like, you know what, we're pretty much the same. Shake on it. And Green Goblin's like, sure. And then, but of course, then the fight carries on from there. But basically, to me, this was always an interesting fight to me, and I always thought it would have been fun to watch. And so, yeah, guys, I know most people are saying, and even the internet saying, the Green Goblin would win, but me personally, and no, I'm not rooting for the Joker just because he's my favorite. I just think Joker just has more leverage, and I just think Joker would just beat the Green Goblin. Hey, guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and of course, be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Ghost Rider versus Scorpion. And be sure to tune in for my next battle, which I'm going to be pinning Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, versus Dimitri Sevenoff, or however you pronounce his last name, the Chameleon. That fight is going to be amazing. But until then, I'm Multiple Voice Guy, and I'll see you in the next battle or video. And please help me reach 50 subscribers. Bye.